Hello and welcome to this e-learning program on the transportation of dangerous goods by vessel, which will walk you through preparing compliant shipments of dangerous goods via waterways. This series is presented by ICC, the Compliance Center. In this series, we will cover transportation of dangerous goods under the current International Maritime Dangerous Goods Code, also known as IMDG Code. At any time, you may stop the program or go back to review material you wish to see again. To complete this training, you will need to have access to the current edition of the IMDG Code. It is also recommended that you print out your handout so you can complete the exercises and use it for jotting down notes as we move through this webinar. Here is an example of a container ship. This vessel will carry approximately 5,000 containers. There are container ships now being built that will carry 18,000 containers. As you can see, this shipping container or cargo transport unit, also known as CTU, is a convenient, safe, and efficient method of transporting goods by sea. This course has a number of objectives. First, for you to become familiar with the regulations that apply to the transportation of dangerous goods. Second, for you to know your responsibilities under these regulations. And third, for you to be able to prepare compliant shipments for transport and to offer them for transport by sea. Our e-learning series will be divided into parts. It is required that you have access to the International Maritime Dangerous Goods Code for reference as you complete this program. Part 1 will introduce us to the regulations involved in the transportation of hazardous materials and dangerous goods. Part 2 will cover classification and identification of hazardous materials and dangerous goods. Part 3 will introduce us to the use of the dangerous goods list from the IMDG Code. In Part 4, we will discuss packaging requirements. And in Part 5, we will cover the requirements for marking and labeling packages for vessel shipments. In Part 6, we will discuss shipping papers, what type of paperwork is required for shipments under IMDG Code. Part 7 will cover 3 topics: how to placard for transportation, loading requirements and segregation, and reporting requirements for spills. Part 8 will cover the additional requirements for shipping special cases and exemptions. And in Part 9, we will do a review of the importance of security during transportation. Quiz questions will be given throughout the presentation, and you will be allowed to refer to your printed reference material from this series, as well as the regulations themselves.